G'day, I'm Fletch, and this is Classic Restos. It's the classic car show that showcases vehicles from yesteryear. These are the lucky ones. These vehicles have survived. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Australia's most favourite classic car show, Classic Restos. As a part of my journey across the upper eastern part of the United States of America, there's no better way than to wind up the end of the trip than this event here. I proudly bring you Corvettes at Carlisle. It doesn't get any better than Corvettes at Carlisle. I've got the unique opportunity now. This guy here, he's the culprit. Lance Miller, how are you, buddy?
Life is good. I'm real good.
Lance, this means a lot to you. I mean, Corvette runs deep with you, and you go back a long way with your dad, with Chip Miller. How do you feel? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good. When you look out the window of my office, I see just a stream of Corvettes out there, and that's what this is all about. The camaraderie of the car, the people, the smiles.
Yeah, absolutely. And to put you in the picture, it was Lance's father, Chip, along with Bill Miller, that founded Carlisle Events a long time ago. And that's a unique story too, how they went to a car show once upon a time with their cars many years ago and were told or asked to leave because their cars weren't old enough, right?
That's exactly right. And as a matter of fact, it was a Corvette. Believe it or not, it was a 1955.
Wow. How cool is that? And I thought, well, why don't we start our own show? What a monster. Lance, how many Corvettes can we expect for the weekend?
Well, you're going to see. It's hard to say. Our show field itself is about 26 to 2,800 Corvettes. However, keep in mind that that's just the show field. We also have Corvette-only parking. There's a good another, I'm going to guesstimate, say 4,000 or 5,000 on the grounds. And then think of all the Corvettes out there that park just generally in the local area. So there's a lot of Corvettes.
Lance, tell me, being the co-owner of Carlisle Events, what does it mean to you to have seen the whole event scene grow as it has?
It's absolutely awesome. The thing that brings me the most joy is to see children out there. And we do everything in our might to really focus on the kids. And there's a reason for that. We want to see it just grow. We want to see it continue to grow for a reason. Why? Because we have a passion for this hobby just like everybody else. It's in our blood, as you said earlier. It's sure as heck in mine. If you stab me right now, it's probably oil. So nevertheless, in reality, we want the kids to just jump into this, have a good time, and keep continuing this hobby. And the cars that are coming out today, look at them. I mean, they're amazing. Think of it. Back in the 60s, the best cars we ever had, everybody talks about them. Then all of a sudden, you look at the new cars that are coming out, check it out. I mean, take a step back and really look at these cars. There's a war out there, and I'm proud to see it.
Oh, how awesome is this? If you're into your classic Corvettes, you've got to appreciate this. And if you're right into them, you will understand what this car is. The number 3 car that won Le Mans back in 1960, driven by John Fitch. Now, this car has been painstakingly restored by Kevin McKay, Corvette Repair Inc., in New York, and I'm sure you'll agree, has done an outstanding job. What's it worth? Doesn't matter. You don't want to know. It's priceless, but I will say this, millions of dollars. Number 3 car, won Le Mans, featuring here at Corvettes at Carlisle. It depicts an era where the Corvettes used to dominate with their V8 engines up against the European cars and won races a long time ago. Harlan Charles, welcome to Corvettes at Carlisle. Episode of Classic Restos too, as we move on through Series 17 of the show. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me on your show. It's nice to meet you.
You were a little bit apprehensive about being seen in London. What's going on there, Harlan?
Oh, that's going on. London, you know, there's a big Corvette club in the UK, actually, and as well as Australia, and I was just over there a little while ago, and it's great to see that there's enthusiasm for Corvette all around the world.
Absolutely, and Information TV in London airs Classic Restos. Hi guys, and it's nice to hear that internationally Corvettes are admired. I think they have been for ages, since their inception.
Yeah, Corvettes has a really great racing history, you know, going back to winning its class in Le Mans in 1960. And I think everybody appreciates Corvette as an honest car, you know, one that's all about performance and driving. And I think in the recent years, our credibility winning at the 24 Hours of Le Mans has really enhanced the brand and the mark. And people know it's not just a car with a lot of power, it's a car that can win on the track, and a car that also gets surprisingly good fuel efficiency in today's day and age, which people wouldn't expect from such a large displacement engine.
Absolutely, and the thing is too, history of muscle cars here in the United States too, predominantly four-door cars. These are a two-seat package. You know, they were early with the two-seat package, V8 performance, streamlined styling. I mean, really, they were the introductory to a performance car, sports car here in America.
Oh, definitely. You know, the Corvette since 1953, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary this year, and it's always been a true two-seat sports car. You know, we really wanted to do a sports car from the beginning. Zora Arca-Stuntov, the early Corvette chief engineer, wanted to build a Corvette in the European style, but an American sports car that could go and compete with the best all around the world. And over the years, you've seen the evolution of Corvette through the times and technology, and it really is a world-class sports car.
All right, here at Corvettes at Carlisle,
Fletch.
Oh, well, g'day, mate.
Yeah, fancy seeing you here, mate.
Who have I got?
Graham.
Oh, g'day, Graham, an Aussie.
Absolutely.
Oh, another Aussie. What's going on?
This is rather special. Look, coming to...
It is special because you've just interrupted my piece.
Well, sorry about that, but look, I had to do it. Like,
That's all right.
Corvettes at Carlisle. Yeah. Look, it's a place to be. I couldn't get over how big this is, and you know, you got me here.
Me personally.
Absolutely, through your show, Classic Restos. I saw your program last year, Chrysler's at Carlisle, and I thought, I've got to check this out, Carlisle events, and lo and behold, there's an event here for Corvettes. So that's close to my heart at the moment, even though I'm wearing a Holden t-shirt.
Yeah, well, it's closely affiliated.
So I thought, no, look, I've got to go and check this out. So as a result of your program, I've made the effort with my wife, Anna, to actually come over here. It's a bloody long way.
It's a long way. It's a long way to go for a cup of sugar.
But look, it's well worth it, and I'm enjoying it.
You made the trip because of Classic Restos.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's emotional for me. That really, you know, we're almost 20,000 k's from home, almost, fair chunk of that, and to see fellow Aussies make the trip from my little TV show, that's great.
No, well done. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Graham.
Well done, and thank you, Shannon, too, for making the effort of putting this show on.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yep, they're a great sponsor. Thank you, Graham.
No worries.
Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right. And, okay, well, there you go. I can get back to me piece now, but I can't because I've forgotten what I was going to say. Carlisle, Pennsylvania. It's as though it's become a second home for me. They cover around 10 major events every year and has become a main hub for TV coverage for Classic Restos. Now, don't go anywhere because we'll be back with more Corvettes after this. Moving through Corvettes at Carlisle, we've got an Aussie, eh? What do you reckon? You can't keep us Aussies away. How are you, Jim?
I'm very, very well, thanks, Fletch. Good to see you here.
Thank you very much. Good to see you too. How many years have you been coming to Corvettes?
This is my 13th year in a row. Basically, 13 years ago, we decided to just come have a bit of a look, and I just loved it so much, and now it's a religion.
It really is an awesome place, isn't it?
Yeah. There's just so many people that, you know, you meet, so many nice cars, good atmosphere.
You know, over 2,000 Corvettes gather here, and really, on the planet, you won't find a bigger event.
Look, I've been to a lot of places in the world, and there's been nothing like this. I don't actually get to see, for the 3 days, I don't get to see the whole lot. Just don't see it.
You do a TV show, you know, you do 2 half-hour episodes, and I mean, you know, you might have an opportunity for maybe 10 interviews in that time. It's really just a draw card for people to watch the show and say, hey, that looks cool, I'd love to go. Right. But it's impossible to cover the whole lot.
Yeah, no, you can't do it. You just can't do it. I mean, I come here on Thursday, leave on Sunday, and I still don't get to see half the cars because there's just so much going on.
All right, Jim, well, thanks for coming up, buddy. It's good to see you so far away from home, mate. So
very, very good to see you here doing Classic Restos and keeping up the spirit.
Good on you, Jim. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers.
Hey, good day, Fletch.
How are you, mate?
I'm doing good, buddy.
Hey, how about this? How sad? Well, it was sad. We've got a 1968 Corvette Stingray here. What a colossal car. This is beautiful, but a barn find, forgotten for 25 years. Tell us the deal, John.
I was sitting in a barn in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. I was doing work on the neighbor's house, and we're building a deck. He come over and asked me if I could do a bathroom for him. So when we walked through the lower section, I could only see the tail light, all right, and a little bit of the bumper, and I knew it was a C3. So then we start talking, and 2 years later, he finally, we made a deal that I did the bathroom for the car, you know, and I wound up putting out, it was $2,300 in labor and material for me to do the bathroom. I spent 4 hours there. All right, and the car is appraised now for $62,000 and insured for $50,000. So it was a really, really good deal.
Hey, John, you need to do more bathrooms.
Yeah. Well, I just did a basement for a '79 Corvette, but he gave me money also. So we picked that up on Monday.
Hey, geez, making money, getting Corvettes along the way. It doesn't get any better than that.
Construction business.
We have John's wife now, Kathy. Welcome. Kathy, through your eyes, what does the Corvette mean to you?
Well, it's a part of a new family that we've joined, the Corvette family, which has been wonderful for us. 4 years, and it was a long way for him to talk him into getting the car, but it's been nothing but fun. Everybody's been so wonderful, and we just absolutely love it.
You can't beat car people.
No, it's wonderful. We're just part of the family. It's amazing, it really is.
And what's your thoughts on him getting more bathroom work? He's
Oh, yeah. The basement coming up now, real exciting, another one.
Well, you know, that bathroom job that he did, that was certainly a job that didn't go down the plug hole. It worked out well, didn't it?
It sure did, yes.
Thanks, Kathy. My pleasure. Oh, what am I saying? How do I end that? Tell me how I end it, Kathy.
Nice to meet you, Fletch.
Just a few features that make John and Kathy's Corvettes stand out. Check out the rolled guards, the hooker headers, and the diamond tuck seats. This car oozes the 1960s. All right, time for Randy now. Randy's got a gorgeous 65 Custom. We see original cars. We've also got the custom class as well. Randy, welcome to today's show.
Fletch, thanks for being here. I hear you're doing a lot of nice work going around to see all the cars, so I appreciate you stopping by.
That's all right. Thank you. You've got a glorious car here. A 65 Custom. Have a look at this. This is magnificent. What was it like when you got it?
Well, actually, it's a good story. Back in 1988, it was found in a field, and the scavengers had taken all the parts off of it that they could sell. So a friend of mine pulled it out of the weeds. He put it together as what's called a driver, just putting it back that it would run on the street. And then about 5 years ago, I purchased it from him, and then what I had done is called a resto mod. So I stripped the complete car down to whatever it needed to be and started over with getting custom parts manufactured as well, kind of the best go fast and customized parts to make it work like the newer cars today. So resto mod is keeping the body style the same as a mid-year 1965 Corvette, but getting the technology aspect working for speed and performance today with all the chrome, the 427 motor, Foose wheels, things like that. The suspension by Speed Direct is phenomenal for a coilover system, so it rides and drives completely different from an older car, and it also enhances some of the drivability of the newer cars today.
Good on you, Randy. Thanks for the chat, mate. Nice catch up.
Thanks, Fletch. Appreciate it.
When it comes to black and very cool, we've got Jordan's 66 Corvette. Welcome, my friend.
Welcome. Hey, Fletch. How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm not bad. Not bad.
Now, Jordan, tell us about this. This is nice.
It's a 1966 Corvette Roadster, 327, 350 horse. It's got side pipes, knockoff wheels, teak steering wheel, telescopic column, leather interior. It's a highly optioned car, very highly optioned car.
How long have you had it?
I bought this car in 2003. Flew out to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and drove it back. Came back on Route 66 with my wife and down through West Texas and El Paso. Yeah, made a nice trip of it.
How cool is that? I do Route 66 each year.
Yeah? Well, that was the only time. I'd like to go back the other way on it eventually. So we'll get there someday.
It's an awesome road. And speaking of which, if you want to do Route 66, go to classicrestos.com.au, click on the Route 66 icon for 2013. I'll be going in May, and I can hardly wait. It's always a fantastic trip. And, you know, it's a funny thing. There's so much stuff that you see each year different that you either drove past or you missed the year before.
Well, that's why you want to have like 3 or 4 of these. You know what I mean? That's why guys do.
Yeah.
It's a lesson in frustration, really.
Well, it's hard work filming for Classic Restos going along that. It's a massive trip, but it's a nice environment. Now, with this car, Jordan, how was it when you found it? Have you had to do much to it, or don't tell me you were lucky enough to score it as is?
I bought it with a lot of the options. It had a white interior, white vinyl. I changed that to black leather. I've done a whole lot of mechanical work to it. Cosmetic work is always ongoing, but new tires and stuff, I've done them where you start way down, and so buying them up at a certain level is the way to go, I found. Absolutely. And so it looks a lot like it did, but we tweaked it around a bit.
Time for Ed on the show now. How are you, Ed?
Good. How you doing, Fletch?
Great, mate, great.
Great day today, isn't it?
Well, it is. And you'd have to have a great day every day in this. This is a beautiful car. This is amazing.
Thank you very much. We certainly enjoy it. We've had the car a little over 2 years.
And have you done much to it?
The car pretty much came as it is. Yeah. We did detail the engine compartment, do a few little things on the outside, but other than that, it's pretty much the way it came.
Weren't cars in 1959 amazing? 1959 Corvette 283 V8. Look at the inside, the opulence. I mean, they were just so beautifully detailed, weren't they?
Oh, they certainly were. They don't make them like this anymore, and we get so many comments about the car, and especially the color of it.
Ed, I mean, do you realize what you have here?
Well, we're very lucky about that, and we're going to keep this one for a long time.
Yeah, good on you, Ed. Well, thanks for catching up.
Well, my pleasure, Fletch. It's been a great talking to you.
Well, absolutely, you know, and it's worth travelling from one side of the earth to the other to catch up with people just like yourself, and I appreciate that, so thank you.
Our pleasure. Many thanks.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Classic Restos. Yes, another episode as we rocket on through Series 17. Major sponsors are important. If you're after the best in buying, browsing and selling online, go to classicrestos.com.au, click on the major sponsors logo to be diverted directly to their website for more information, and you know who they are. Of course, it's a special thanks to my longest established insurance major sponsor as well. The best in cover for your classic car, bike and home. Again, go to classicrestos.com.au and click on their website link. And how exciting is this? This is day 2 of Corvettes at Carlisle in Pennsylvania, United States of America. Since the early 1950s, Americans have had a love affair with a little sports car called the Chevrolet Corvette. In fact, there's no better known car in the American collector car world than the Corvette. And since 1953, it's been GM's flagship model that offers unique styling and performance in a 2-seat package. Come with me. We can look together. One great thing about the premises here at Carlisle is it's well over 100 acres. It's huge, which means there's plenty of outdoor space and plenty of indoors as well. And when the weather turns nasty, you have to rely on Plan B. And in this case, I'm going to head for Building T. Now, getting your Corvette sideways is one thing, but this is literally, Building T is amazing, and it's the best display of the big block cars. How incredible is this? Talk about innovation. A 1969 L88 Corvette. It's been designed so that you can see through it. It's one way to capture the car's heart and soul. From the front of the car to the rear, it's almost like an exploded view, which is really, really interesting up close. Just imagine a car that you can look through. Another incredible part about this car is that, would you believe, is street registered. Yeah, that's right, only here in the good old US of A. And as for the driver, well, you can see straight through him. How tough is this? A 1968 L88 Corvette. Period correct race car, supporting a 427 cubic inch V8. Have got the side pipes. Bit of a funny story with this car. It had two drivers back in the day, both by the name of Bob Johnson. It was nicknamed the Band-Aid car because it was supported by both drivers, Johnson and Johnson. Day 2, Corvettes at Carlisle. How you doing, James?
Hey, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate. Good, good. James, where are you from?
I'm from New York, hour north of New York City.
Yeah, nice place to live.
Yeah, it is nice. We got a little bit of country on this side and the city over here, so.
Must be pretty cool cruising around that part of the world in this 61 Corvette. Beautiful car. What's the story on that?
I bought 2 cars from this guy who restored it. He was a GM worker, body and paint guy in the 60s and 70s. My friend found the car, and he just did a beautiful job with the car.
You've got it for sale. Why are you getting rid of it?
Bills. I got to pay some bills. It's expensive up in New York. You know what I mean? Right outside New York City.
The 61 in all its glory here. I mean, there's just something about these early model Corvettes, and I'm sure you'll agree. Just the stance and the shiny work, you know, the style. I mean, I love the crease across the tops of the fenders, and then it's highlighted by a piece of stainless. I mean, they're just beautiful, aren't they?
They really are. It's a beautiful looking car. I like the mid-years too, but the looks of a 62 down or 55 to 62 is just, it's fabulous.
Are you a bit sad that you're selling it?
Sure. I'm a bit sad, but we'll find another one. There's some nice cars out there.
Going to pay your bills and get another one, huh?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Free a little money and then go on the search again.
Good on you, James. Well, thanks for time out, mate, because I caught this bloke. No notice. He was cleaning his car when I turned up, and thanks for agreeing to the interview, James, and keep up the good work as a fireman. Good on you, buddy.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just one more thing. I'd like to thank the Millers. I've been coming here for over 30 years, since I was a little guy every year, and a lot of hard work to put on this show, and it's just amazing and been a great part of my life and many other people's, and we'll keep it going.
No one quite does it like Carlisle events, do they?
Carlisle events is amazing. Yeah. It's an amazing place.
Yeah. Good on you, James. Kind words.
Thanks, Fletch.
Got Galen now. Welcome to the show, Galen.
Good to meet you, Fletch. I'm glad to be here. It's a good crowd, lots of cars, beautiful cars.
It's kind of like it's kids in a candy store here this weekend, isn't it?
Much. Yes, it sure is. Okay. People are having a lot of fun.
That's good. Galen, tell us about your sensational Corvette Stingray.
Well, it's a 1967 Roadster 427, 435 tri-power car. We did a complete restoration on it. Took us probably about 5 years and lots of money.
Now, Galen, tell me, what year is it?
Fletch is a 1967.
1967, you've got to agree that this aggressive styling, they certainly took an aggressive look in this year, didn't they?
They sure did. This is probably my favorite year, the 67.
The interior's gorgeous. It's a beautiful car. We spoke to James earlier with his 61. It's for sale, and this is for sale as well.
Well, I'm working on another one, so we're going to turn loose of a few of them, and this has got a very rare color, you know, and with a saddle trim, and this is the most eye-catcher one we have, so.
That's beautiful. Galen, well, thank you so much for your time and having a chat with Fletch and Classic Restos here at Carlisle in Pennsylvania. But before we go, through your eyes, how's the weekend in terms of the event?
It's been super, very, very good, and the weather's been very nice. I have been here when it's really a lot hotter, but this was beautiful weather and a super, super show. I just only wish we could get this down where I come from, North Carolina, Mayberry. But Fletch, you're going to have to come on down and get you one of the famous pork chop sandwiches and meet some of the people.
Oh, dang, I'll stay at your place.
Okay, that'll be fine. That'll be fine.
I'll be staying at Galen's for a pork chop sandwich.
That'll be good, Fletch.
Good on you, buddy.
You're welcome anytime.
Thanks, Galen. You're a good guy, and I hope you sell your car, and I wish you all the best with your next restoration.
Oh, we'll have another one here next year.
It's good to see guys that have got it bad. Always be careful when you're driving any machinery. In fact, I've got a low tolerance for idiots. Now, don't go anywhere because we'll be back with more Corvettes at Carlisle after this.
Hello, I'm Suzanne St. Pierre, and I'm at Corvettes at Carlisle with Fletch for Classic Restos.
Well, this is worthy of an interview, a 1954 Corvette. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Fletch.
Wow, this is a beautiful car. How long have you had it?
We've had it about 25 years.
This must just mean so much to you.
Oh, it means a ton. We enjoy it a lot. Our kids have enjoyed riding and all, but they're all big and grown and gone now, married. And my grandchildren enjoy riding in it, and soon to be great-grandchildren.
You know, you'll never grow old if you own a Corvette.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
I'll always own a Corvette.
Well, you're doing pretty well, aren't you?
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the car. The reason that I'm also pouncing on John, not only is it the first 1954 model on the show, but it's a 6-cylinder, the Blue Flame 6.
All 1954s were 6-cylinder. Chevrolet didn't make a 8-cylinder until 1955.
Yep.
So we bought the car back in the late 80s, early 90s, and restored it in our garage. And we decided at that point not to make any conversions to the engine or anything, just leave everything original.
Yes.
And it's paid off because we've had a ton of fun with it.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Now, the 150 on the rocker cover, John, 150 horsepower?
Yes, 150 horsepower, but the 1954, late in the year, they did a cam conversion to bring it up to 155.
I mean, a 6-cylinder engine back in 1954, 150 horsepower, that was a good number.
Oh, it's big. It's got 140 miles an hour on the speedometer. I don't want to go that fast in this car, though.
Just between you and me and probably a few 100,000 people, John, how fast have you been?
I would say a little bit under 90. But after that, it's you're so close to the ground, running bias tires. We don't run radials. We kept it all original.
I think he's been a little conservative, but I do admire that. It's a beautiful car. I really love it. You know, and the more you hang around these Corvettes, like other brands as well, I guess, when you see enough of them, you start appreciating the lines, the design, and they were really America's first true sports car as a 2-seater, weren't they?
Absolutely was the first true sports car. It's a roadster. There's no windows.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's the top. I have never had the top up in 25 years,
wow.
And it is what it is.
That's really nice, John. May I ask how old you are?
I'm 73.
73.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Hey, 73 years of age and he's got a Corvette. Don't you love it? Good on you, John.
Thank you, Fudge.
Yes, getting around filming episodes of Classic Restos. Depending on who I travel with and where I travel to, I quite often request a rental vehicle. And I always appreciate whatever type of vehicle comes along. But this needs some recognition. Look what the Carlisle events team have done for Fletchy on this occasion. A Chevy Suburban, virtually brand new, just over 3,000 miles on the clock, a 6-litre V8 engine. Have a go at the interior, featuring all the creature comforts from home, even got sunroofs. This is an outstanding car and it is great to drive. One good thing too is that the Americans keep their products all within, which is nice to see. They support their own brands. They keep it homegrown. And oh yeah, by the way, it might be a big vehicle, but it goes like a scalded cat shot up the arse. This is Corvettes at Carlisle. Thanks to my major sponsors. Find out who they are at classicrestos.com.au. Now don't go anywhere because we'll be back with more Corvettes right after this. And what do you do here at Carlisle if you're bored on a Saturday afternoon? Not that that happens very often, but if you are, simple. Just put your Corvette in and bolt on a sports exhaust. Good to see people that are got it bad. And inside this tent here is the 50th anniversary of the 1962 Corvette. Have a go at some of these cars. Some of these 62 Corvettes are some of the nicest examples in the country. How good's that display? A tent full of 1962 Corvettes, the 50th anniversary. How special is that, Ken?
It's great. I've got one and I absolutely love it. I've had it for 35 years and took a lot of years to put it back together.
I love hearing that. I love hearing how long people have had their cars. You know, I mean, I get off on that.
My oldest kid is only 31, so he's out of the house. The car stays.
Yeah, well, see, the car probably gives you less dramas.
Well, it does. It does. That's right.
Now, the white Corvette behind us here, Ken, you've had it for that amount of years. 327 cube V8. What a beautiful V8 that was. 327 Chev.
Yep. They came in 1962. They came in 4 different horsepower choices, 250, 300, 340, and then the fuel-injected ones were 360. So,
Ken, tell me, 31 years ago when you purchased this Corvette, did you ever think that in 2012 you'd be in a tent with a whole heap of other 62s celebrating a 50th anniversary of the car?
No, all I wanted to do was get it put together and drive it.
Were you tempted over the years to trade the vehicle in and get something different?
Many times, but then I'd stop and think and say, I can't do it. It's too much.
And isn't that good, though, that you hung in there with the car, because now that's the big dividend, that's the big plus.
Absolutely. It's yeah, they're worth more money now, but that's not even the thing. It's just the fact that I get to drive it, I get to have it, get to enjoy it. So my wife even enjoys it.
Well, that's good. The fantastic thing is you've got a 1962 Corvette and you're in a better position than anyone that hasn't got one. Like, I mean, it was better off you getting it 31 years ago than trying to find one now.
I couldn't afford it now. It's too much. The best thing about these cars, especially all these cars in this tent, is if you went and talked to every one of these people, everybody's got their story. Some of them are similar, some of them are different, but there's always a story behind the cars and what they did and put it together to keep it, to get it. They're great stories.
I mean, 31 years ago, you would have been a young guy with this Corvette. I mean, wow, it must have been awesome.
It was, except it came home on 2 trailer loads. It was a basket case. Yeah, right. So had some time. I was in the Air Force at the time, and then we moved. Wasn't together yet, so got stored for another 2 years, and it was a challenge, but it was fun.
Well, there you go. See, TV show Classic Restos. Need we say more? Here's a guy bought the Corvette in pieces, rebuilt it, and here he is 31 years later down the track. That's what it's all about.
Having a good time.
Good on you, Ken.
Thank you very much.
Basically, what's happened, Reg has had an older Corvette, and he's put it in for this modification. Tell us a story, Reg.
Well, what it is, it's a 04 Corvette, which is a convertible, and we took it to a place where they take and make it to look like a 1953 Corvette. It takes 4 months to do it, and the guy did an excellent job, and we're very happy with it.
This is a beautiful car. It really is. You know, you've got to get up close here to really appreciate this. The sort of car where you can go around it and really closely examine it, and it's perfect. It's like, concourse car.
Yes, it is. It's a very well done car. It's done with quality. The seams all line up. Everything is done fine on it.
And what build number is it?
It's build number 166 out of 200.
Reg, I've got to say, I love the back of the car. That styling, that is beautiful.
It's the same as the 1953 through 55 Corvette styling. That's when they had real chrome bumpers, and the styling was really different than it is with the modern cars today.
Yeah. Well, don't take it the wrong way, Reg, when I say that I really like your rear end.
I know it. A lot of people have said that.
First time in my life I've seen a 4-door Corvette Stingray. What's going on there?
Well, back in 1979, General Motors contracted a company called Custom Coachworks in California. They intended to produce 500 of them. What they ended up doing was producing a prototype and then 5 originals. The cost of them was prohibitive, so after 5 they kind of nixed the whole idea. Right now, my understanding is we have 1 of 3 that's left. This car I actually found by accident about 7 years ago in a small internet ad, and I drove out to Palm Springs, California to purchase it, and brought it back with about 30 cardboard boxes and the car, and been restoring it for the past 4 years. And we're about 99% done.
So it was a genuine factory car.
Well, it was promoted by the factory to another company as Ford would to Shelby. Yep. Okay, same kind of deal, except that this never went past 5 produced cars.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say you've got yourself a little gem here, but it ain't so little. I mean, gee, it's long.
Yeah, it's pretty long. It actually handles very well. Just have a little tough time on a steep driveway incline. Other than that, it handles really well.
Bill, I'd never get rid of this. I think you've got something that's pretty timeless here.
Yeah, I think so.
For hanging around, we're at the end of the event now and people are packing up and going, and just after such a massive weekend, it's been good, hasn't it?
Yes, very good. I mean, there was over 10,000 cars here and yet only 1 4-door Corvette. Yeah. So it's pretty unique.
Yeah. I tell you what, and you're a lucky man because you get to get interviewed by Fletch.
That's it, Fletch. Nice to meet you, and it was my pleasure.
Oh, goodness, what do you say to that? You have just witnessed a glimpse of one of the biggest Corvette events on the planet. And Fletchy showed you first on Classic Restos here at Carlisle in Pennsylvania, the United States of America. It's truly America's automotive hometown. But before I leave, I'd like to impress upon you the importance of the major sponsors. Go to classicrestos.com.au. You know who they are. Support them wherever you can. If you're after DVD sets of Classic Restos, they are available at classicrestos.com.au. You can also click on the TV stations icon to find out where you can see Classic Restos. This has been the last show of the American editions for a while on Classic Restos, and I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have putting them together for you. As I say at the end of every show, until next week, please drive and ride safe. I'm Fletch, signing off from Carlisle, Pennsylvania in the United States of America, and I thank you for watching. Don't forget to like Classic Restos on Facebook. Facebook.com/Classic Restos TV. And episodes can be seen at shannons.com.au. Well, there goes another Classic Restos. Thanks for riding along with me. For DVD sets and to contact the major sponsors, go to classicrestos.com.au.